Wait, no, free feet pic.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to show your toesies, your tootsies?
You're the one who told me not to show my feet on camera because you're like, people are into that, which I'm concerned because you know that.
Listen.
Are you into that?
Listen, when you've been on the internet for long enough, you realize there's a fetish for basically anything. There's some very strange people out there.
You guys want to see my gross runner
Oh,
feet?
you fucked up. You fucked it up. No, it's over. It's over for you. It's over. But we're just beginning because welcome back to our episode, I think episode 4
Wow.
of Mansplained. I'm your host, Minty, and this is my co-host.
No, that's it. That's all that matters.
What?
Wait, then no one cares about me.
Oh, well, all right, she said it, not me. Kidding. No.
It's called mansplain.
It's mansplained after all.
I'm Ange.
Yeah, there we go. Yes, and today we are going to start off by talking about our week. How have you been, Ange?
Before or after the mental breakdown I had today?
Let's talk about both.
Before today, God, I don't even know. This week was really fast. I didn't do anything special. This was my first week hitting 60 kilometers running. So my marathon build is going up, which means the pain is also going up. I'm trying to get Minty to help me with some stuff in the gym, but he's always too busy. So.
What do you mean?
Just kidding. It's basically on me for not following through. But yeah, so the week's been good.
Right, fellas. Wait, no, hold on. So here's the dilemma, guys. She doesn't want to do her femorals because she thinks they're unnecessary muscles. And she thinks triceps are unnecessary muscles. I told her the following. If you're going to work on your biceps, you got to work on your triceps because they're both the push and pull of your arms. Same goes with your legs. If you're going to work your quadriceps, you have to work your femorals because, again, they're the push and pull of your legs. Now, whether you want to do the exercises or not, that's on you. You know, if you want to look like a Clash of Clans character with wonky ass legs, that's on you. I'll respect your decision.
Yeah,
Your body,
right.
your choice. You know, you're done.
Yeah, so good week.
Yeah.
And then my mental breakdown today, which Minty was present for.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
It was so funny because all he was doing is he was making his salad, and I just went into the other room and just started like silent crying, and I could hear him. Are you crying? I was like, no.
Yeah.
And then he goes into the room. I'm just bawling my ass out. One of these pillows has like a tear stain.
Oh, it's this one. Hold on, let me get too close to the camera.
Yeah, it's my tear stain. But yeah, had a fun little breakdown.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's not a month with Ange without one.
Yeah, I also realized that Ange is spelled like Aang.
Yeah.
Spelled with one A less than Aang from The Last Airbender, so.
Aang.
And you're Asian, so it's like.
And I am Asian.
So Asian Ange, like if you
Asian
abbreviate it
Ange.
like Ange.
I really don't like.
Aang.
Like obviously I don't want to put my full name, but I don't really like any shortened version of my name.
Editor, put a picture of Ange, but like as Aang from the Avatar, The Last Airbender.
Editor, what are we talking to himself?
Yeah. I'm going to have a lot of fun editing
Like
this.
we have like a backroom team, like editor.
Yeah, editor.
Someone
just
clip
me.
this.
Future me. Future editor.
Future editor.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm going to have so much fun.
Yeah, Minty's been having a lot of fun editing our episodes, which is it's really nice for me because I have another YouTube channel that I run, so I'm editing.
Go follow her.
I'm editing. Thanks. I'll link it down below. But I'm doing a lot of editing with that, so it'll be really nice. Obviously, we're gonna try to keep it balanced. So if you guys notice a change in edit style, that's why. But we're trying to make it fair. You know, we're both really passionate about the podcast, and this is something we just naturally banter like this anyway.
Yeah.
So we're like, Minty's always saying like, oh my God, I wish we had a camera on us like right now, or I wish we could record this. Cause like the types of conversations we have are just like this. And so we really care about the podcast. It's a passion project / hobby of ours. So we both equally want to put our own creative freedoms into it, and making sure that we're, you know, staying consistent, but at the same time keeping it fun. And I think that's like why we like the editing is really good for us. So, yeah, how was your week?
It's been good. Actually, I am finishing up a piece currently. Like I started taking oil painting classes a couple months back, and I wanted to. Here, I'm gonna put it right here. I'm gonna like show it to this other camera, but
We all can also put like an enlarged version of it too.
oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's
because
a really
you
good
can't
idea.
appreciate like the full detail.
Yeah, but basically, I'm
And
finishing
how
up this
tell them
painting.
how long you've been doing this, because you haven't been doing this very long.
No, I started taking oil painting classes since
This year, no?
I
2026?
think it was like March.
Yeah, and not
Started
that
taking oil
long
painting
ago,
classes in
and
March.
he's already like, I'm like, he has this one that hopefully like he'll let us put a picture of. It's just like black and white, like lights and darks contrasting.
Oh yeah.
One that one is my favorite. It looks really good. Like I have problems like with depth perception, but to me like that one shows a lot of good technique. I was very shocked, and I don't give Minty a lot of compliments. So
Oh, thank you. Yes, and I actually had a lot of. Yeah, that was actually my first ever oil painting, by the way. But there's another painting that I'm really proud of. I would say this is my magnum opus, actually. So this right here, I'm gonna also like post a picture, but
yeah,
it's
well
called
for sure.
Ballena en el mar, pero es un árbol, which translates roughly to whale in the sea, but it's a tree. And hopefully you can appreciate and see the beautiful whale that's within here. This is actually just like a critique about how like there are these fucking pompous people going to like art shows and being like, yes, of course, the author wanted to make this and that, and
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, appreciate it. And this abstract artist trying to show this, and it's like, how do you know that? How do you know that? So like, I kind of wanted to be like, yeah, like, can't you see the whale? And like have kind of people like debate, and it's that whole point of like how art has become very subjective in some ways, and it's like, yeah, I mean, I guess like because I'm calling this tree a whale in the sea, you know, I guess it is a whale in the sea because that's what the author said and that's what the author intended then.
It's really interesting. I am not an art snob, and I think I always was like, I would never get into art. This stuff is like, it's stupid. But something that really fascinates me is you know, like a piece of art that doesn't have a title, it doesn't have a description, and it's really interesting to see how you view something. But the most fascinating thing to me is seeing what the artist's vision was, because they're two different perspectives a lot of the time. And so I think that's something really cool. He used to do these, before he started taking oil painting classes, he used to do these really neat, Minty's like, as you guys can tell, the more creative person. And so he used to do these like, what was it, like highlighter sketches?
Yeah, I had those fun. Yeah.
Yeah, he had like an account where he would like post these like artist sketches or these like highlighter sketches, and I didn't really know he liked to draw or anything. He just posted it, and I was like, wow, this is actually kind of cool.
I'll post pictures also.
Yeah. Post pictures because they were really cool. Those had like, I think when you were doing those, you were going through some stuff.
Oh yeah.
And so it's really interesting because you're just like angsty and you're like, oh my God, like I'm having all these feelings, and you could like see the explosion of that emotion with those colors and everything. Like it's just like not like a punch in the face in a bad way, but it's just like, whoa. And you could definitely, when I saw those, I was like hit with a wall of emotion where I could kind of see like how you must have been feeling when you were doing that. So yeah, they're really cool.
Yeah, actually, those were okay. So I was going through a weird like situationship breakup,
Yeah.
but what's interesting is because I started doing that because I was back in my gym job. You know, I had a lot of free time because I was really good at what I did. I started drawing and I guess coloring those pictures, and there was this client, or there was this person that would go to the gym, and he's actually a painter at where I'm taking my courses. But he was like, he saw it. I shared it with him, and he was like, dude, you got talent. Like, he actually sells his art. So he's like, listen, like, you should try taking a course, and if you do an expose, or if you like get your art, if you finalize a project and I like it, like I'll help you sell it. Like I'll find a way to like add you into like the roster of like people who sell art.
Yeah,
like,
Minty has his first expo coming up.
Oh yeah, it's like I think next week or in 2.
Yeah.
We're filming late June, but it should be in July.
We should definitely vlog that and see like your
Sure.
work, because that would be really cool to see like your showcases. But one thing I was gonna ask you that's like just kind of something, I obviously took art classes, but like the mandatory ones for school, right?
Right.
You always had to do that, and again, my brain doesn't work that way. I don't know, it just doesn't comprehend creativity in that way. My creativity more comes out with like analytical things like editing and processing.
Right.
But do you feel, because I've actually heard a lot of independent artists who say one of two things: either they would never recommend anyone to take an art class, and ones who do. And their reason being is because they don't want their creativity to be influenced by taking a course and learning proper technique. But at the same time, other artists, their idea is this will actually give you more tools to express more creativity because you're learning new mediums.
Yeah, I think it depends on the technique, but I definitely agree taking at least some early courses to learn how to use the medium like is very important, especially like if you don't really know what you're doing. Like I think oil, like when it came to acrylic, I didn't really mind not taking classes. I took classes eventually, but like honestly, I was doing really well without them. Like even my teacher was like, "You're an artist." Like I was like, "Yeah," and like I'm gonna put some pictures too because I have those like pieces. I don't know if you remember, there was one that I painted Shah Ali Reza Pahlavi, I think, who is like Irani, was like the last king, I think, of Iran. But basically, like he's like, it's like blue and yellow, and there's another one of like this guy sitting in a toilet, and like there was no training beforehand. Like when I was taking those classes, it was like it was just like that. The Pahlavi was actually an assignment that I had to do, which I think I was fine. Like I was like, okay, but I think when it came to oil painting, I'm glad I took the classes because I didn't understand how to do oil painting. It requires a specific technique. You need to know when to use the oil, when to use the paint, when to dilute. And it's like, it has its own technique. It has its own way. It adds texture to it.
But you don't feel like it's influenced your creativity?
No.
Stifled it?
No, I don't think so at all. In fact, I think the detail I can add now to my paintings is thanks to the course, to the classes, to learning how to use the technique. Because I think had I not learned how to do it, I think I would have been wasting a lot of oil paint. And also, like, I wouldn't have bought, oil or the solvent, which makes it so that the oil doesn't stick to the brush and then it dries up and then it gets hard. Because that's a mess. So I'm glad I actually took the courses. Would I take it again? Or would I, like, if I'm taking art courses, because I actually paid for a semester and not for a trimester. I think the second trimester is just going to be like me hanging out. Because again, like, I think as far as it comes to like learning how to paint, I think I got the technique. And I really don't need my teacher's help anymore.
Yeah.
Like I can kind of do it on my own. Like actually, like the last details, like I've been working them on my own. So like I don't really need, like maybe like my teacher can help me out being like, oh, like this needs a little more light and this needs a little more shade.
Yeah.
He's like a really good, like, he's a good critic in the sense of what my art needs for it to look more realistic. But as far as it comes to like the ideas, the creativity, no, it doesn't really affect it. And I don't know if I want to continue taking the class. Not because it's not fun, but it's just like it also, my schedule isn't really matching with it, especially now that I'm finding a job that may require me to work at times that the class would take place. So because of that, like that's just kind of the only reason why. But I feel like I'm gonna continue painting oil at home if the teacher lets me paint, half of the time at home and then like some other time like in class. I'll gladly continue taking it, and I'll gladly show my work
Yeah.
at a different exposition. But until then, like, yeah, I think I'm done with the class. Like, I think I learned enough. We're gonna go now to reading Reddit stories. So
You wanna read the first one?
Yeah, I'll read the first. Am I the butt face to being rude to a random person who came into our store after hours? A random woman came in half an hour after we were closed. Parenthesis. Coworker left door unlocked because she was gonna take out garbage but forgot garbage key. She asked to use our washroom and basically strolled in through when we were clearly closed. The open sign was off, mop was in use, and chairs were up. To preface, I've worked at this store for a year and usually we never have issues with people strolling in as we turn off the front lights, TVs, and open sign. Oops, okay. Open sign. Only in the past month or two have we had issues and have had to lock the door, but we have to unlock the door when we are getting the garbage ready as they take it out mid-shift. We had a couple people come in a few days ago being super aggressive and forcibly coming in, so I've been pretty upfront considering we're all teenage girls and random older people coming in can seriously be dangerous. I said, unfortunately not, please leave. The woman, a 40-year-old female or around 40 years, started screaming and shouting that I was being extremely rude and disrespectful and that she was going to report me to my manager and leave a bad review, demanding I apologize since all she did was ask to use the washroom. Honestly, I'm usually a pretty cordial person, and I felt a little bad for not being overly polite, but I had just finished a 12-hour shift and had some bad experiences a couple nights before, so I really didn't want to trust a random stranger. It would be a different story if she had bought an item that night. Was regular or came like 5 minutes after closed, but we were very evidently closed with the floors freshly mopped and 3 big trash bags ready to be thrown out. Regardless, I knew I wasn't being customer service superbly nice, so I apologized and said, I'm sorry, but it's just a safety concern. She continued to shout at me and said thanks for the bare minimum apology, but that my behavior was unacceptable and that she would be writing a bad review when she gets home. Honestly, I can understand her perspective of not being treated with the utmost respect, but it's not like I was, no, get the fuck out. I didn't have the most smiley attitude. I just spoke in a monotone, projecting tone because of experiences of people in the past. I'm just worried about how to tell my boss if he asks from the review she threatened to write, as I haven't reached the position to be making store changes, or for my voice to be advocated for a bad review specifically about me where I was potentially in some way rude could get me in trouble since they are super critical of our store reviews. Anyways, was I the butt?
Ooh, I might have a hot take on this one. We both but we both have worked in customer service industries.
Yeah. I honestly, I've learned, I think at the beginning, had it been my first 2-3 months, I would have been super, cordial. I would have been like, yeah, sure, you can use it. But I've learned to respect my schedule, my hours, and I would have been like, I'm sorry, we just can't close. Because I had a coworker once, so again, at the gym, I had a coworker who we used to close at 11, or the gym closes at 11, and, my coworker had this lady who stayed in the bathroom and was using the toilet, and she was like, oh, I'll give you a ride, don't worry, because also my coworker, he would get rides from a service that our gym provided.
Oh.
Yeah, but it was scheduled, he had to be ready at 11:10, 11:20, something around that time. Mm-hmm. So he just stayed there because he was like, hey ma'am, I gotta close, they're gonna give me I'm gonna get a ride and I have to be there at the time. And she was like, yeah, don't worry, I'll give you a ride, don't worry. And he stayed there for 30 minutes. I don't mean to insult him, but dude, come on. And he canceled out on his ride and everything. And then when she was done, he was like, are you gonna give me the ride? And she was like, oh, sorry, it's just really late. And then she left. And the guy had no ride home. He had to take a bus, which sure, it's fine, but also that takes longer and it cost money. And again, it's not like they pay you well there. But yeah, like he basically, by being cordial, ended up like wasting more time. So I just kind of learned to just like close, like just like immediately just be like, all right, it's time to close. You know, like I let you guys know, like I gave you like a warning like 5 minutes ago, and it says like when you guys signed in that we close at this time, and like we let you know when you sign up that 5 minutes before closing time you should be starting to get your stuff. So now that we're closed, I'm actually being cordial by telling you to leave and like get your stuff and like to not continue a single extra. Like I did not let anyone do one more rep. Once the timer went off, I was like, you can't do more reps. Like, I'm sorry, but you were supposed to leave. You were supposed to get ready 5 minutes ago to leave. You decided to stay here, but you know what? You can't use the machines anymore. You got to go. And like my coworkers were like, oh, like that's a little rude. And I'm like, yeah, it is a little rude. I know that sucks. But also these people had the responsibility to not waste my time, and they had the responsibility to leave at the time that we had to close. If they didn't want that, they could have come earlier, or they can come another day. But again, if those 5 minutes were so important, you know, like come 5 minutes before, but not during my shift. So I think she's not the butt face. I mean, she did like give an apology. She was like listen, like I know, but like for safety reasons, also like the floor is freshly mopped. You know, I think it's not the butt face. I think a lot of people they try to push workers down and be like, your value is you're basically like a cockroach, and like that you should be basically like a carpet. We can step over you. But no, I think, you know, she's respecting her hours, like her limits, and I think that's fair.
Yeah.
What about you?
I don't know. This one's a mixed bag for me.
Okay.
I'm assuming this was written by someone in the United States.
Right.
I'm assuming you've never had a job there, right?
No.
Okay. So the culture there is you have like an approximate time you leave, but it's not set in stone. If the rule kind of is, if your manager, your boss expects you to stay, you stay. I had minimum wage job. I worked in a kids consignment store, and I worked at I don't even know, like TJ Maxx. And so I'm very familiar with this particular situation because this was very common. But I also worked for industries that didn't respect their own workers who were there.
Right.
And I'll give an example too, also like how safety just wasn't a concern for them. But they all only cared about their bottom line. So if there was a customer coming in who wanted to buy something, you let them come in and buy something. You know, the other issue though is I think this woman came off just very explosive. Here's the thing. One side of you's like, okay, all she wanted to use was this actually might be England because she said the washroom. All she wanted to use was the bathroom. Innocent enough. But you ask, oh, I noticed is the store still open? Is it okay if I use the bathroom?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, we're closed. Oh, okay, that's okay. If the woman had, I don't know, like a lactating emergency or something, okay, I might let her go. But it's also a safety issue. It sounds like this woman was there pretty much just her with this other coworker, and the coworker was busy doing something else. And that's just not a safe environment to put yourself in.
Right.
Especially if this is at night, I'm assuming, because they're closing.
She had a lactating accident. Hold on, let's go back with that. What do you mean a lactating accident? I would have just been like, hey, can you give me a cup? Like,
I'm just trying to give like an example of what I would consider be like a reasonable explanation.
And then actually, you know, you're missing the point. You could actually make a business out of it. If you're having lactating problems, just like ask for cups and then sell it to the person. Be like, I can give it back to you, but
give back to you.
It's gonna cost a little more, you know,
yeah.
£5.
But this is, yeah, it's really sad that her company doesn't back her up.
Well, we don't know that yet.
They said that
They're very critical about customer reviews.
if he asked from the review she threatened to write, as I haven't reached a position to be making store changes or for my voice to be advocated for. That's how most workers feel, and that's just like the reality of these types of entry-level jobs is you don't have a lot of control, but when it comes to your safety, you have all the say in the world. For example, at TJ Maxx where I worked, we had it was like a shoplifting prevention program, and basically the idea was we were positioned strategically across the store in like the more heavily shoplifted areas. And so our job was to look for shoplifters, basically
back in the trenches.
Yeah, literally. And and I was like, okay, but what if we see it? Like, we're not expected to do anything, right? Like, we report it to you guys, but like, I'm not doing anything. They're like, no, you use your body to block the entryway, or like wherever they're trying to go, and you ask to see what's in their bag, or like what they put in their bag or something. That's fine, but then we had an incident where 3 high school boys came in. They literally had a getaway car, came in, they came in from the emergency exit, grabbed a bunch of stuff, ran out into the truck they had waiting, and zoomed off. These guys were easily 6'2". What am I going to do? Stop. Let me see your bag.
Yeah, that would have been epic.
So, no, she's not the butt face. I think she's protecting herself, which is very important.
Yeah.
If they fire her over this, that's cause for, what's the word? Not unlawful termination, but unjustified termination.
Yeah. No, like, I think I used to think a lot like that. But again, like, I think that you just gotta respect yourself first. Like, if you're gonna let your company walk all over you, then, you know, it's how they say, like, you're treated the way you want to be treated.
Yeah.
Like, that's just how it worked for my last job, where I just was like, you know what? I think I've shown that I can do a really good job, and it's up to me to decide whether I want to stay in this environment or if I want to go. And again, like, if she's really that concerned, I mean, if this is a very recent story, so we don't really have an update, but if she gets in trouble because of that, you know, she can choose to either stay and like receive the punishment, or she can start looking for a different job too. I believe in capitalism, and I also believe that the worker also has the right to choose what job they're in. Mm-hmm. You know, because a lot of people who are capitalists or proclaim to be capitalists are like, yeah, like, you know, the big boss man, and like the worker has to be submissive. And it's like, no, I think, you know, I'm more like the French, where it's like, yeah, the boss can choose how to handle their business, but if the worker doesn't want to be in that business, they have the right to leave.
Yeah.
You know? And like, I feel like the worker is very much punished in a lot of countries, especially like the US, where it's like, hey, like, if it's a free market, you know, the worker should also be free. And like the worker should also be free to choose what markets they want to participate in, not just what markets they should buy from.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously it comes from a little bit of place of privilege to be like, oh, she could just find another job. Obviously, we don't know the circumstances, but I mean, no job should ever ask you to do something dangerous or, you know, something that you don't feel comfortable, especially because she said she had a previous encounter where people were aggressive, and I'm assuming this is a woman. I'm sorry for assuming it's a woman, but
I think she is, because like she was like, we're 2 girls.
Let's say it's a female. That's dangerous, and so, and it's past closing. Like, if it were during, it would be different if someone came in during opening hours and was like, I need to use the bathroom. Like, no, we've had someone aggressive come in. That's different, but. No, I mean, we turned this into a huge, long discussion that didn't need to happen because it's so obvious she's not being, she's not a butt face.
We're also talking about our experiences.
And in my opinion, she wasn't rude.
No, that's fine.
She wasn't rude at all.
Dude, I think I was ruder with like the people at the gym, like doing their reps. Like, I was just like, no more reps.
This dad voice where he goes like, I remember we went to work out together, one of the rare times.
Daddy goes deep.
We went to go work out together, and he wasn't working. Like, he was working at the gym, but he was like off that day. And we went, and he was still like, I remember that guy was slamming the weights down.
Oh yeah.
And he was still like on guard, and so he was like, hey, you need to tell them about this. You need to do this. Like, this is not okay. Like, no one's saying anything. So I mean, it's admirable because like he really cared about his job and wanted to do well, and they just kind of.
Oh no, that's separate. I'm a gym bro. Like, I think didn't I like go up to him and like even told him like, hey man.
Yeah,
like,
and he still did it, and then you went to your coworker to be like, because you have a uniform on right now, can you say something? And he did it like 2 more times because they weren't immediately addressing it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, because like of course I'm not gonna force a guy to like stop slamming, but yeah, I'm a gym bro. I'm like, hey, you gotta respect the weights because that's for everyone.
There's gym etiquette.
Yeah, it's gym etiquette. Like, there are some people that are complaining that they complain that it's like, oh, like the other person's on their phone, and it's like, here's my deal. I will sometimes be on my phone, but if someone goes up to me or if I see someone approaching, I'll be like, hey, like, do you want to use the weights? You know, like, that's just like my etiquette. And like, if I see someone on their phone and I'm like, hey, can we like, hey, like, let's let's do a change, like let's do turns. Most of the time they're like, yeah, sure. But a lot of the gym goers are just like, I'm too scared to for confrontation, and like, I'd rather just sit and like let things simmer.
Yeah.
And like be resentful that this person just didn't notice me, or like they didn't start using the weights, and like they were just on their phone. It's like, dude, you could have just asked them. Like 90% of the time they'll say yes.
Yeah.
If they're that 10% that say no, I'll get someone. I'll get like a person, like a staff.
And I'm so anti-confrontational, as you know.
Yeah.
That if someone, like if I wanted to use a machine and all they have to do is give me a look and I'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
No. But sometimes like when I'm with Minty, because he has a very strong sense of character and a very strong sense of what's right and what's wrong and kind of what he deems should be how things are. Because he was even like that before working there.
Yeah.
It gave me like secondhand, not embarrassment, but like just I was like, I think I was more nervous than like obviously he felt, because I was like, oh my God, this guy's gonna beat us up outside. Like I didn't know what was gonna happen. And the guys were obviously so sweet and obviously would move out or whatever it was. But no, the school gym where I go now, which is free, the guys will just sit there like on their phones waiting, like resting between reps. And I'll go like this, like, can we change out? And they're like, no, I'm using it. I'm like, but you're not.
Yeah, then you go to staff, No,
and one time I did. I was like, hey, we're supposed to change out, right? And he's like, no, just like go find another machine, and then when you're finished with that rep, then that one will be free. And I'm like,
what a bitch.
But and imagine you've been there's like one machine per muscle group.
Yeah,
like,
no, if the staff isn't gonna help me out, like I actually start confronting. I'm like, hey, give me the machine. Like you're not using it. If you're using it, use it right now. If you're not, I'm gonna use it for like 20 seconds.
Right.
Like I get like really pissed off. I guess I just have that respect. I mean, I'm built. Wait, hold on. This one's
He's
better.
built different.
I'm built different. No, I'm kidding. But
steroids.
Yeah, that's not steroids. No, don't make that accusation, because like some people actually thought that I was using steroids, because like
I remember you telling me about
yeah,
that.
I went to like I took my course, like first aid or whatever it's called, like emergencies. Yeah. And yeah, like the teacher, he used me like as a dummy, and he was trying to like lift me. He was like, oh fuck, and like I went limp, right? Because like you're supposed to go limp, to be. Because I am a character performer, so I was just.
Did you actually fully
unconscious.
go limp?
Yeah, I went limp, and the guy was struggling.
This poor man.
Yeah, and he was like, and like he was like, "Are you natural?" I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah,
like,
all jokes aside, yeah, Minty doesn't do any. He's anti-doping, so don't worry. Yeah. He does work really hard. He ate like salads for like a month. And then your mom came to visit, and all that went out the window.
Yeah, I crashed.
But you did eat a salad today. I was very proud of you.
Thank you. After eating like half a pizza and like chips.
Three desserts.
Yeah, no. There was something else I wanted to say though.
So go ahead.
When I was going back, because we went to the same college and so we met, but. When I was working at the college gym, there was a guy who kept slamming the weights. And I went up to like the staff and I was like, hey guys, like he keeps slamming the weights and he's going to damage the thing. Cause I even told him, I was like, hey man, like, can you not slam it? He's like, well, I'm doing till failure. I was like, yeah, but you can just put it back. He was like, and so I went up to the staff and they were like, yeah, well, we're not allowed to say anything because like they're paying to come here. And
but
like
that's anywhere. You pay for gym membership,
and it's like,
and there are rules.
There has to be rules. It's just like they're very posh. The kids that go there are posh, and like it's for like
that's
daddy's
right,
money
guys.
kids.
We're rich kids.
Yeah, but basically, I just went up to him. I was like, hey man, like stop slamming it. Like, we're all using these weights. And he's like, I paid like, X amount of money. Like let's say like $100,000 for a semester here. So I have the right to do whatever the fuck I want. And I'm like, how much did you pay? $100,000. Well, everyone's paying that money to like be here, so that doesn't matter.
Part
that
of
doesn't
it's
count.
A safety thing. Most of it's a safety thing, right?
And he was like, I can use the weight however I want. I can use the equipment however I want. I was like, okay, so like you're telling me, because he's paying for it. He's like, so you're telling me that I can just grab a chair, throw it out the window, and like say that I can do whatever I want because I paid for it? Because he also made the point where I was like, well, it's part of the whole thing because they're supposed to like give it maintenance and like get new weights every time. I was like, yeah, but if it's not broken, like they're giving it maintenance because people are mistreating it. So I'm like, if I break a window, does that count as maintenance? Someone's gonna fix it, and I can just say it's maintenance.
Yeah,
it's getting like a new window.
Yeah,
but is that the right thing? It's not. And so like I got pissed off with him.
Yeah, we found out what Minty's passionate about.
I'm passionate about people not being assholes. That's why I really like reading Red stories. Anyways.
Okay, so let's do this one. Okay. So this one's Am I the butt face? Am I the butt face is just so funny to me. I don't know why. For telling my parents they should have respected my sister's wish. Classification serious. My sister and I are twins, and I have just finished high school. So since we live in Greece, the only way to get into a state university is by taking the Pan-Hellenic exams.
Yeah.
For anyone that isn't familiar, I'd suggest Googling to get the full picture. Okay. But basically it's okay. And then she goes on to explain, even though she told us to Google. Okay. Now, if your average is lower than 8 something, then you can't get into state. I'd like to also add that the exams are notoriously very difficult and mentally draining. The last few years, they've been relatively around the same level, but for some reason this year they've been 10 times harder. Okay. Now, my sister had a very specific university that she wanted to get into that needs an average of around 17.5. Okay. Well, it can't be lower than an 8. Okay, I don't know. But anyway, well, I just took the exams because they made me, but since the exams were so hard, my sister doubted that she could reach her goal and made it very clear that if she didn't, she wouldn't tell anyone her final grades. Yesterday, we were supposed to have our grades sent through an SMS, but they weren't ever sent. My father, without our consent, went to the government's website with our exam codes and looked up our grades. He then came to my room and congratulated me. I, of course, was confused about what the fuck he was congratulating me for. And then he told me that he looked up our grades and that I have an average of around 10. He then told me that my sister's average is lower than 8 and she can't enter university. I told him that he shouldn't have looked up our grades and he just left the room. Excuse me. Later, I found out that immediately after he saw our grades, he called my mom at work to tell her, then told his mom, his aunt, his sister, and his brother that we haven't seen in like a year. Then my mom called 2 of her friends, her brother, and her mom to tell them.
God.
When my sister finally saw her grades, she didn't tell anyone, and although upset, she seemed relatively fine. That was until people started calling her and telling her that it's okay and that she can try next year. That made her explode, and she started crying and screaming, yelling that we didn't respect her, and that now everyone knows of her failure, and locked herself in her room. I then told my parents they had no right to tell people how she did after she explicitly told them not to. They both got angry and told me that it's their job to take care of their children, and that it's not their job to care about their children, and that it's not their fault that people want to know how we did. Even my older brother told me that her wish of not telling anyone was unreasonable and unrealistic. Am I really in the wrong for defending her?
No. It's her results. It's going
to be obvious if she passes or not, if she'll be attending a university. And because I also teach math and I help students with college applications. Right now is SAT exam season, and I am very sensitive when I ask students if they've ever taken a past SAT. I was like, you don't have to tell me the score, but just tell me how you felt about it. That's what I always ask. How did you feel about it? You don't have to tell me your actual score, because I realize it's a very sensitive topic. Like, even here, I don't know if you experienced it because we come from different majors, But my class was very competitive to the point where any exam would end break. What did you get? What'd you get? And then, you know, my friend and I would never like look at our grades right after the exam ended because all our exams were online and automatically graded. So we just like shut it and look at it later. So we wouldn't be lying if we said we don't know, we didn't check, right? So I think people don't, and especially parents, I think they don't realize how personal grades are, especially if you don't do, even if you do really well. Like our summa cum laude for our class never boasted about her grades, and she didn't like when people would say, oh my gosh, she's like the top of our class. She was very humble, like genuinely humble, and she was one of these where she knew the answer to everything. Everyone knew it, but if a teacher would ask a question, she would never raise her hand because she was allowing other people to participate, and then the teacher would be like, okay, blah blah, like, you tell me because I know you know. But she would always give that opportunity to others. So it is a sensitive thing for both people, you know, students who don't do well and students who do well. But yeah, I think parents, it seems like to me they felt entitled to know how she did because they're her parents. And they're like, well, and they're framing it as, well, we care about you. That's why we did it. But that's such an invasion of privacy. And it's such a big thing that they're going to know at some point if she did well and if she didn't. And that's all you need to know. You don't need to know the actual number in order to congratulate or be like, you know what, that's okay. I think their reaction was good. I think the fact that she didn't get in and they're like, that's okay, you can try again next year, that was an appropriate reaction. I think that was okay. But yeah, it wasn't right. Even the girl who did well, the sister who did well, she didn't even like that invasion of privacy.
Yeah, of course.
And she did well and she passed. So I don't think you're the butt face, or I don't think that she didn't respect her sister's wishes. I think those were the parents, from what I understand.
No, yeah, her parents got mad at the daughter because she was like, this was my sister's wish not to say it, and they were like, you're being a jerk because you're pretend, like, I should have told them, like, how dare you tell me not to tell my friends and family.
Yeah, I think this is something not talked about that often. That's why, I don't know if you've seen those viral videos of like the college admissions react. I don't know if you've seen those, where it's high school seniors who will react to like colleges they get into, like accepted or rejected. Those make me so uncomfortable.
Oh, dude, I love them. No, I like the ironic ones.
The ironic ones,
yeah. It's like a picture of like a monkey's ass.
Yeah, but ones that are like...
We should do that.
Well, too late now.
No, like we'll do it like for the promotional thing.
For the promo?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's such a sensitive topic. Some people are less sensitive to others. Personally, my parents don't know the specific grades I ever got. They just know that I passed or failed something. Right. And that's all they need to know.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think that she's not the butt face. I'm just kind of glad that the family members and all these people are like, hey, like, you'll get them next time. Like, it's okay. They were supportive.
This Asian family, though?
Yeah, like, at least they weren't mean about it. But at the same time, they should have respected her wishes. You know, like, obviously the family members and the friends, they don't know this. Like, they don't know about the daughter's wishes. So, of course, it's not on them. But at least they were kind enough to be like, it's okay, you'll make it next time, you know?
Yes.
Show support. But yeah, I think it's like really personal, and I think she feels embarrassed.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, like, we all want, especially when we're young, like, we want this expectation of like being perfect constantly. Yeah. Like, it takes a while to realize that, not it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect the whole time. Man, am I getting deep?
Well, that's what this podcast is for. Real conversation.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a picture of The Deep from The Boys. Have you seen The Boys?
We watched the first episode.
Oh yeah.
And then I fell asleep.
Yeah. No, you're in for. Well, we're not gonna watch it. You don't have the time, and also I don't think you're interested in that. It's not your kind of show.
I liked it. I liked the premise of it. It was interesting, but
it goes down starting season.
Yeah, you told me season 3 it didn't.
Yeah. Like season 3, it starts kind of like pivoting, and then season 4 is like mediocre at best, and then season 5 is just garbage.
Yeah.
Like they just try to stretch it out as much as they can. It's like
for sure with anything. Did you ever watch like the Riverdale series?
No.
That shit was so wacky. So you know what it's based on, right? With the Archie comics.
Nope.
You don't know what the Archie comics are? Okay.
Am I the butt face for getting mad at my friends for using slurs? A few days.
Hello.
All right, fine. You know what? For those who don't know, we moved a fantastic story ahead. So, stay tuned. You're in for a treat.
Do I know about this fantastic story?
Oh yeah.
Okay. For sure. Okay. Am I the butt face for getting mad at my friends for using slurs? A few days ago, one of my friends had gotten diagnosed with a mental illness, and I'm happy she's getting the treatment she needs now. Today, however, she sent a message in a group chat calling two of my classmates the R slur for being insensitive to someone else. While I understand why she would call them such a thing, okay, I expressed my disappointment over the slur being used. There were plenty of other words she could have used instead of the slur. Okay. She defended herself, saying she was allowed to use the slur, and I responded that doesn't mean she should. Another friend then messaged asking why I was so pressed over the slur. I simply replied saying that the term had a notorious history and using it on someone else wasn't okay. The second friend then started spamming the F slur, he's gay, and sent a final message specifically calling me the F slur before I got annoyed and put my phone down. Both these friends are still messaging normally in the group chat, and I'm still a little mad over this incident.
Guys, it's not cool to use the R word.
Oh my god.
It's a meme. Don't worry.
Yeah.
No, you know the meme?
We
where
just
it's like,
use that as
no,
a
but it's like
promo?
the R word hurts my feelings, and it's like their lines, and then like the guy goes like, not really. He's wearing a shirt that says like stop the R word, but he went to the R word makes me feel bad, and that person went to like, no, not really, not at all. So
I will pay someone money to just clip you saying that.
Guys.
And just
no, hold on. I'm gonna clip it.
Putting that as promo.
Guys, look at the shirt. It says and the R word. Anyways.
Oh my god, we're
really
offending
fucking
too
good.
many people.
No. I'll put the clip. They'll get it.
The R word hurts my feelings.
I got a shirt right here. It's called "That's in the R word," because it's not cool to use it. Don't use it at all. That's in bullying for good.
I would argue that the R word is actually not what we think, and it's actually Reddita. My friend called me a Redditor. Yeah, that would be pretty insulting.
We're pausing for laughter, just so you guys know.
Yeah, laugh track. Yeah, that's that. I think they think they're funny.
I think there are people, for example, who don't curse.
Right.
But they don't mind if other people say it. This one's a tough one because it's not really socially appropriate to use the word like this.
I think it depends on who you say it around. Like, I'm going to be realistic.
Oh, wait,
guys.
I totally misunderstood this. I thought that friends were calling the person with the mental illness the R word.
No.
She was the one using it.
Oh, wait.
The one with the mental illness was the one using the R word. I totally had it mixed up. I thought that she got diagnosed and they were just calling her the R word after finding out she got diagnosed. Okay. That changes my perspective a little bit. There are people who get into really bad accidents and to joke about it, like people who like amputees.
It's like, what are you?
Yeah, they like joke about it.
Yeah.
Listen. People have their own little locker room conversations between friends.
Yeah.
You and I have had our fair share.
Yeah.
Just joking around. Obviously, we're not seriously.
You're just like outing yourself.
I know,
dude.
we're not seriously.
No, we're just gonna say something normal. People like to throw slurs between friends usually.
Yes.
Now, if you don't like the slurs,
You can voice that?
yeah, you can voice that. And if you just feel uncomfortable and like they don't feel like worst case scenario, you just leave that friend group because again, like if you feel
voice
like
that and they're still doing it, that's different.
yeah, and you can leave. But But again, like, you know, a little bit of bitter banter is okay.
Have you noticed something here?
What?
That we didn't discuss at all. This friend is getting offended for this other person for using the R word.
Yeah, they're getting offended for, like, yeah.
I don't know. It just seems to me like if the person is fine with it, why do you feel like offended by it?
I think it's just because of that thing where people feel guilty for being privileged. I think it's just like an internalized like guilt of being privileged, and like, you know, those words make them uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Or
like
and
it's like a feigned social warrior in my
opinion.
or
Well, more than like a social warrior, but like, you know what's the crazy part? It's like when a white person gets uncomfortable when a black person uses the N-word.
Yeah.
Which is like, okay, why are you uncomfortable? Is it because like you feel guilty? Is it because it makes you uncomfortable that people of different diversity are reclaiming that word? Like, you know, is it because it makes you uncomfortable that person is reclaiming that word that like used to hurt them, but now they're using it like comedically? You know, so like, yeah, you know, I think I think it's that whole thing of like control and like maybe like social guilt or something. I don't know, but.
And it depends on how the friend was raised too, because when I was 6th through 8th grade, that word was very popular and very used.
When I was a young boy,
okay,
my father,
back in the dark ages. But I don't know about you, because we're not that much different in age. But I feel like when you're young, like a year can feel like a lot. But for me, middle school, people were just tossing that word around. And guys too, with like the gay thing, like, oh my god, you hold your pencil like that? That's gay. You're gay.
Oh, I actually, there's like this commercial where it's like, are they smoking or are they gay? And they had this like super like, it's kind of hot. They're just like super up close. They're like, hey, like you got the cigarettes. Oh, let's go into the bathroom. And I was like, damn, I kind of want to start smoking now, you know?
But yeah, I mean, like obviously, it's good to put awareness on these things, but you'd have to think about like how these people were raised. Like it takes a lot of time and awareness to like get that stuff out of your vocabulary. But for sure, we were throwing the R word around when we were younger, and not using it to offend someone. It was just, you know, whatever it was. But yeah, okay. Well, anyway,
I like to use the word silly.
Yeah, it was a little silly.
But it's really funny too. And they're like, I like saying the R word, but with like the accent, like the R word.
So if Minty gets canceled, we're gonna separate this because I'm not looking to get canceled. But anyway,
I should do another ASMR episode.
So that was our literature for the day.
Yeah. Wait. Cut to the clip. Am I the butt face for what I did in Walmart? Spooky.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. I, a 26 female, was in Walmart the other day. I went down the toy aisle. I know I'm too old for that, but I wanted to see if they had the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 toy head.
Oh my god, did you write this?
I wish. This is very me coded.
You're a 26-year-old female?
Yeah. You found me out, dude. You found me out.
You guys heard it first?
Yeah. It's really cool, and you can use it as a piggy bank. As I turned into the aisle, I heard a young Hispanic boy talking to his friend on the phone, and he said, "Yeah, I totally watched two gay chicks scissor. I totally watched two gay chicks scissor on Twitter the other day. It was hot as fuck." This person misspelled. He said, "Yeah, I totally watched two gay chicks scissor." Oh my god, this is terrible. It was hot as fuck. My jaw hit the floor, but before I knew it, the boy's mother came around the corner. As soon as the boy saw her, his face fell. He tried to raise his hands to defend himself, but it was no use as his mom jumped into the air, chancla in hand, and threw it down at him with such tremendous force that it sent me flying backwards across the store. As I was flying backwards towards the hygiene section, I see a group of ICE agents enter the store. And since I absolutely despise ICE agents, I quickly use the momentum to fly towards the lead agent. both fists ready like Thrag did when he was fighting Battle Beast. I won't spoil that battle anymore. The impact immediately destroyed the agent, and I landed into a superhero pose. That's when the other agents began to surround me. I raised both my fists into the air and yelled, "Raggle Fraggle!" After my triumphant victory, I noticed that they had called for reinforcements. I wasn't going to let anyone give the times on my watch, so I charged towards them with a tremendous speed, giving people time to escape. Once again, the cops were called, and once again, I didn't care. Because no one is illegal on stolen land. So wet it. Am I the butt face?
Okay, this is obviously fake, right?
Yeah.
This sounds like a failed Wattpad author.
Yeah, this is...
No offense to who wrote this.
I should have read this with a Redditor, with a Wedditor accent. Yeah, this was very... Yeah, this is something I would write.
For sure.
Yeah, 100%. Like
Minty in the background, like between, was like...
Yeah, it's just like, me, 26... Oh, man, this is like way too close to me. Female.
Oh,
yeah.
You are 26.
I am 26.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's my birthday.
Oh,
I already passed, last week.
Happy late birthday.
Yeah.
I did wish you happy birthday. It sounds not like I'm just finding out.
Yeah. Anyways, because this one is fake, and I don't think we really need like a verdict here.
It's just a fun
it's
little...
fake. Yeah, it was fun. It was a fun story. You know what? This will be our literature. This is episode's literature. You know what? I'm gonna cut this, and I'm gonna move it at the end.
Literature.
Yeah. So this is our literature now. All right.
Alrighty.
Yeah, transmission time. You haven't drank any of your water, by the way. That water's been there for quite a while. Well.
You mean intermission?
Yeah.
You should transmission.
Oh, dude, I really gotta piss. Like I had coffee before this, and then water.
Your bladder seems to be a lot smaller than mine.
I think it's just because I drink like 5 times as much as you. Also, my voice is getting nice and deep, so future episodes.
Yeah, we are filming this. It's 11 o'clock.
Yeah, well, you wanted it to be dark.
That's crazy.
Here, let me find an excerpt real quick. A quick poem. Welcome, guys, ladies, gentlemen, furries. I'm gonna read you a quick poem that I've written a while ago. Saying good morning is a very simple greeting, yet so essential. I am here, my lord. You answer me with silence and without greeting. I think it's really important to remember that we care about each other. You know, saying...
Sorry.
Sometimes a simple gesture can say a lot about a person and how they treat that person, if they're being respectful or disrespectful.
You love me. Shut up.
But anyways, this has been the episode for today. I want to thank each and every single one of you for being here and supporting our channel. Toodaloo.